Start off laying down so we can really spread the whole back onto the floor. You can open your arms wide, just let them drop. Maybe bend your knees and knock them together, allowing your low back to release to the floor. And let's take some really big breath into chest, belly, everywhere. And allow your wandering mind to rest on this moment. Allow yourself to let go of past and future thoughts. And notice exactly what is going on right now. Big breath. Body is relaxing. Take a few more moments of breathing deeply and simply allowing tension to drain out of your body. And then notice especially the places that don't necessarily relax as easily. Just notice which places are holding your tension. And see if you could breathe a little extra into those places. For your last few breaths, just resting here, maybe relax your jaw a little extra and your forehead too. And one last breath as complete as you can make it. The biggest inhale and the biggest exhale. And let's start to move. Okay, let's take some windshield wipers just to warm up your lower body, get it wakened up a little bit. So bending your knees, feet come in a bit closer towards your hips and then wide away from each other. And we'll drop them side to side. So not only are we warming up the tissues of the hips and the low back here, but it's also a really subtle alignment action. So you'll notice maybe some cracks and some pops in your hips and low back, and that's okay. That's gonna better align us to start to practice. And next time your knees point up, pause there and pick up your feet. Put your knees together right over your hips, hands on your thighs. And if it's all right with your neck, you can pick up your head and shoulders here and start to engage your abs and your core. So you'll feel that kick in right away. And you're starting to press against your knees now, and your knees are pressing back against your hands. So hands press, knees press. And we're breathing right here, just letting the core and abs get fired up. So keep that breath going. Keep that effort. And if it's too much, you can always drop your head, okay? And if you want more, you can always push a little harder. So find kind of cultivate the vibe that you want to cultivate in your practice. Let's do 3 more breaths here. Just pushing as fiercely or as gently as you like. 2 more breaths. Last one, okay? Nice. Reach your arms up in the air. Extend your right leg for the front of the mat and reach your left arm in that direction as well. Hover, and then bring it back to center. Left leg and right arm. Reach, hover, bring it back to center. I like to exhale when I reach. Let's keep going, just like this. And inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale. Let's take 3 or 4 or maybe 5 more rounds just like this, okay? Just kind of find your own pace. I want you to feel some fire building in your core and, of course, your abs. Make sure your neck is long on all sides, even though that's challenging. You can do it. 1 more on each side, okay? Last one. Nice. Go ahead and tuck your hands behind your knees. You can let your head rest on the floor for a moment. And then we'll rock it all the way up to a seat. Okay, from here, point your toes to one side, and we're coming to hands and knees. So find a nice flat back here, and let's get some cat-cows going. So gripping the mat, pull your heart forward on the inhale. Think of lifting your belly at the same time. Then push the floor away, exhale. Maybe let your head hang there. And let's take a few rounds just like this. Now, I want to give you the option to challenge yourself a little more by tucking your toes, okay, and hovering your knees each time you inhale and pull your heart forward. And when you exhale, you can drop your knees, push the floor away. So just a little more work here. If you do that hover, inhale, hover, heart forward. Exhale, knees down, push the floor. A few more rounds. We're going for mobility in your spine. So we want to find maximum spinal movement here. Maybe one more time. And then let's see if we can hover with a flat back and hovering knees. Okay, so push that floor, pull your elbows in slightly toward each other, lift your belly button and hover those knees. Now from this knee hover, could you step one leg back like you're doing a plank and then bring it back in to hover? Whew. Other side, step it back and hover. Let's do 3 more times, side to side, step and hover. Remember to breathe. Step and hover. 2 more. Step. Hover. Step. And hover. Last one. Step. And hover. Last side. Step. And hover. Nice. Lift your hips. Find a downward facing dog just briefly. And then with your knees really bent, go ahead and walk your hands back to your knees. And we'll take a moment just to fold here, just kind of hanging. Maybe sway. Make this kind of messy and disorganized, okay? Just very instinctive. And feel free to keep your knees really, really, really bent. And then find a little sense of settling into this fold here. Do bend your knees, please, as much as you need to. And if it makes it easier for you, you can even just use your fingertips. You don't have to put your palms all the way down on the floor. But we're going to start to twist a little bit. So bend into your left knee. The left knee is really bent. Okay, we're going to reach up with the right hand. Take a big breath in. Then exhale, come down and switch sides. The right knee is bending a lot now. The left hand is reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Again, switch sides. Inhale. Find a little rhythm here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe 2 or 3 more times. Just finding your own rhythm. I want you to feel your chest and shoulders waking up. And the backs of your legs too. Okay, next time you reach up, just whatever side it is, hold and breathe. Make a long spine. Think of moving your tailbone away from the top of your head. And if you feel pretty good about it, you can drape your top arm across your back and just grab your inner thigh, okay? And then we're going to switch sides. So come on down with the up hand. Come on up with the down hand. Okay, you have a bent knee. One arm is up. Hang out right here, or you can drape that top arm and grab your inner thigh. Tailbone is moving away from the top of your head here. And as you're ready, let this go. Okay, go ahead and drop both hands here. Put a nice bend in your knees. And inhale, push down into your leg bones as you roll yourself up, stacking your vertebrae. Reach up really tall here. And exhale, hinge at your hips, coming all the way down. Once your palms hit the floor, inhaling here, find a long plank shape. Okay, exhaling, just come halfway down. You might use your knees to do that, okay? Just put your elbows on your ribs. Just come that far. And then inhale, back up to plank. Go ahead and reach up with your right hand here, finding a side plank. That means you can drop the back knee, or the bottom knee, okay? Exhale, back down to your plank. Again, you're gonna come halfway down, elbows to ribs. Warming up your upper body, okay? Inhale, back up to your plank, with or without your knees. Reach up with your left hand. Find another side plank. And exhale, down to your plank again, nice and calm. Elbows to ribs. Okay, one more time. Inhale to find your plank again, and exhale, find your downward facing dog. And we'll take a little time here in downward facing dog. Walk your heels out. Notice how your calves and your hamstrings are feeling today. And remember, in down dog, you can always bend your knees a whole lot and drop to your knees at any time to take a break. So do take those breaks, do modify. Let's get the right leg up and out behind. So inhaling here, right leg is out behind you in the air. With your exhale, move that right knee to your right elbow. See if you could just come nice and close to it and hover right there as you push the floor. With your inhale, send the right leg up and out behind you. And exhale, drop the right foot between your hands. We're coming up to a crescent lunge. So inhaling here, crescent lunge. Sweep your arms up. Think of peeling open your chest. Okay, exhaling, drop the back knee and tap it on the floor. That's the left knee. Inhale and pick it up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, pick it up. Last time, exhale, tap it down. Now we're gonna hold it, hovering just an inch off the floor. If you need to take a break, just drop it. But if you're feeling pretty good here, push down into the floor with your strong legs and lift your heart. Maybe interlace your fingers and make a fancy pointer finger that points behind you for 3 more breaths. Getting the legs warm here. 2 more breaths. Last one, big breath in. And exhale here, all hands down around the front foot. Go ahead and step your back foot forward and fold. You can bend those knees generously here. Shake it out. Let's roll it up on the inhale. So coming up, pushing into your leg bones on the inhale. Reach up nice and tall. And exhale, hinge, fold it all the way down. On your inhale, halfway up, look forward. Long spine. And with your exhale, make a really big fold. You can bend your knees here and just hug your legs. palms are down. Inhaling, come on back to your plank. You can use your knees or not. Okay, we're gonna exhale and come halfway down again. Elbows to ribs. Inhale up to a side plank. Just pick one arm, reach it up. Use a knee down if you need to. Okay, bottom knee can come down. And exhale to your plank, elbows to ribs. Nice. Inhale up to your plank, side plank on the other side. Go ahead and make it happen. And exhale down to your plank. Again, elbows to ribs. Nice. Inhale to your plank here. Come on up. And exhale to your down dog. Let's take a little time just breathing here, feeling it out. Okay, I like to do a little pedaling out of the heels here. Maybe we can roll the shoulders around, shoulder blades move in every direction. And let's do the second side. So inhaling here, find your left leg floating up and out behind you. Exhale here, left knee to your left elbow. How close can you get? Hover right there. Inhale to send it back. And exhale, drop the left foot between your hands. We're coming up to a crescent lunge. So come on up, inhale. Okay, think of pressing down into the floor with your strong legs. And exhale, drop the right knee, tap the floor, tap. And inhale, pick it up. 2 more times, okay? Exhale, tap. Inhale, pick it up. 1 more, exhale, tap and hold. Oh, it's challenging. Hover the knee an inch off the floor and hold and breathe. So remember, you're here, you're not necessarily looking at your legs, but you are pressing down into the floor with them. And maybe that gives you the freedom to lift your heart, maybe join your hands, point your fingers, point behind you. 3 more breaths, push the floor down. 2 more breaths. Getting warm. 1 more breath in. And exhale, drop your hands around the front foot. Back foot steps forward and fold. Okay, rolling it up on your inhale. Push down into your leg bones. Reach up. And exhale, fold it all the way down. Halfway up for your inhale. And a very big fold for your exhale. Okay, palms are down. Inhaling to your plank. We're going to do that little side plank flow 1 more time. So use your knees if you need to, okay? Exhaling to your halfway down plank. Inhaling to your side plank. Come on up. Exhaling halfway down. Inhaling other side plank. 1 last time. Exhaling halfway down. Inhaling all the way up. And now slow motion. Exhale and lower yourself all the way down. Coming up to a cobra. Pull on the mat with your hands. Inhale. Pull your heart up as you point your tailbone at the center of the earth. And let's do that a few more times. A few more cobras. Exhale down. And inhale. Pull on the mat. Pull with your arms. Point your tailbone down. Maybe 2 or 3 more times. Close your eyes here. Find a nice little rhythm. And remember, this doesn't have to be a big cobra. It might be a very gentle baby cobra, just lifting your chest and putting it down. So you decide what kind of cobra you're looking for today. One more here. And then I want you to kind of pause in your sustainable cobra. So a cobra that you don't need to use your arms for. And let's see if we can float the hands just off the mat. Breathe. So you're using your back strength to keep you up here. And cobra is one of our most valuable posture trainers for that reason. We spend most of our lives curling forward. So in cobra, we're obliged to curl upward, and it's so useful. So press the tops of your feet down. Point your tailbone at the center of the earth. Feel there's a slight lift in your belly button. Maybe join your hands behind you and move them away from your head. Keep breathing. A big breath into your chest. One more big breath in here. And calm down. Release your hands. You can rest your cheek on the floor. Let's come up and do another round, okay? So your hands are already out behind you. You can leave them out there. Looking down at the floor again. With your inhale, peel your chest up off the floor. You can reach your hands behind you and join them here just like we did before. And you can stay right here, okay? Or if your low back says it's okay, you can lift your legs, okay? Think of pointing back through your toes and try to point your knees straight at the ground so you're internally rotating your hips. Breathe here. Maybe think of lifting your arms a little higher, lifting your legs a little higher. We're lifting your chest a little higher. Maybe even looking a little bit more up, if that makes sense for your neck. One more breath here. And release all of this. Come down, put your other cheek on the floor. And let that wash over you. We're going to do one more little back bend, okay? So as you're ready, forehead back to the floor. We're coming up with our chest first. So come up with your big cobra chest. You might join your hands behind you again. And you might stay right here. You might lift your legs if that's acceptable today. Make sure we're internally rotating those legs, okay? And see if you want to squeeze your feet together here. Now, you might stay right here. You might bend your knees, and if your hands and your feet come pretty close, you can grab the outsides of your ankles, and you can start to kick your feet away from you. Notice you rock a little bit on the floor with your breath. That's great. Maybe 3 more breaths here in your bow pose. 2 more. Last one. Let it all go. Rest your head on the floor. Take a breath or 2. And as you're ready, hands back up underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes here. See if you could come all the way up and back to a downward facing dog. And let's take a moment here to walk it out. All right, here in your down dog, walk out your feet. Okay, we got your legs nice and warm. We got your back nice and warm. Now let's get a little bit more into your hips. So from here, put a little bend in your knees and walk your hands all the way back to your feet again. And we'll take the feet kind of wide, so maybe as wide as your mat, okay? Toes pointed a little bit out away from each other. Drop down into your hips here. So you might notice that it's tempting to kind of sink down passively into your hips. And that's natural, okay? But see if you could put a little bit more activity. So actively press down into your leg bones, okay? And as you press down into your heels, see if you could maybe move your knees a little bit further away from each other. So I like to put my palms together and then elbows touch the insides of the knees, and then see if you could move your knees away from your elbows. And let's take a little time right here. So see if you notice over time, maybe over the next 30 seconds or so, as you strengthen down into your legs, your strong leg bones, and you pull your knees away from each other, do your hips release a little further down? Do you feel a sense of opening? Hopefully you do. Okay, and we're going to really get the hips some nice heat to think about here. So push down into your legs, push, 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 interlace your fingers and reach up out to one side. So just pick one side to reach out to. And as you exhale, come back down into your squat. You can put your palms together just where we were before. Let's do it again to the other side. So inhaling, interlace your fingers, press out to the other side, big side stretch. Exhale to bring it down. Again, up to the side, inhale. And down into your squat, exhale. Again, up. And down. One more time on each side, okay? Up. And down. Last time, up. And down. Okay, from here, keep pushing into your strong legs. Keep pulling your knees away from each other. Maybe take your right arm in front of your right leg and grab the floor out on the right. If you're feeling pretty good, reach up with your left arm over to the left. And you can think of looking up at your left hand. Okay, if everything's going well, you can curl your right hand behind your back and your left arm can maybe go to meet your right hand. And you can hold your hand together with your other hand. Keep pressing the floor with your legs and look up to the left and breathe. Nice hip opening here. So if it's too much, you can always back out. Keep pushing down into the floor with your legs. One more breath. Let that go and come back to center and then over to the other side. Maybe that left arm reaches out in front of the left leg to the left. The right arm can reach up. We can look at that right hand. Feel free to stay here, okay? Or take it a little bit further with the left hand going behind your back. Right hand going to meet the left. Okay, squeeze that left knee and push into the floor. Look up to the right. A lot of intense sensation in the hips, okay? It's good stuff. One more breath. Okay, release that. Drop your hands down in front. And I'm going to have you lift your hips here. Ooh. And then you could shimmy your feet back in toward each other. And then let's take a moment just to enjoy this really nice fold. Okay, nice forward fold. So feel free to bend your knees. Feel free to put a block under your hands or even use your fingertips. But I want you to hang your upper body, please. Really let it hang. And just breathe, okay? And you're here. You're not being passive with your legs. You're being active. So you're actively pushing down into your leg bones. With or without a bend in your knees, of course. And you're letting your upper body experience a lot of hanging feeling as your legs take care of the stability in the posture. And I'm just going to give you some options to enjoy while you continue to breathe here. So one option you might like is just to grab your calves and hug them in towards you. If you want a little more, you might decide to grab opposite elbows behind your knees and continue to hug your knees. You may even decide to slide your arms down to your elbows down to your ankles. Continue to press into your leg bones and lift your tailbone high. Maybe 3 or 4 more long, slow breaths here. All right, as you're ready, release yourself. Drop your hands to the floor and walk your hands forward just enough that you can come down to your knees. Okay, from here, have a seat. And find yourself all the way down on your back. So I'll meet you on the floor. Come on down. And let's just seal this practice off with a really nice twist. So if you take your arms out to the side and drop your knees to the right, look into the left. We can give this spine a nice wringing out. Give your torso a nice massage. So use your biggest breath. Your deepest exhales. As you press down into your shoulder blades, think of lifting your chest to deepen your twist. And then let's switch sides. Okay, bringing your knees through center and drop them to the left. Look to the right and cultivate a lovely twist here. Long spine inhales, arching your chest up off the floor. And big exhales, pulling your belly button into your spine and grounding your shoulder blades. And bring your legs back in, and then let's stick them up in the air, okay? Just get that, all the fluids from your legs kind of rolling back down into your torso. Let's do some ankle circles here. Just make sure that we got the ankle joints very happy. Let's do some figure eights with the ankles. And remember to rewind your figure eights. And then see how slowly you could lower your legs to the ground. How slowly can you bring them down? All right, once your legs land, find your resting posture. And maybe Shavasana, something else maybe. Scoot your shoulder blades underneath your big heart. And let go of all effort here. Let go of all control. Take a few moments to experience the luxury of just surrendering. Let your breath just be natural, uncontrolled. Let every part of your body relax. Your jaw, your belly, your hands, your forehead. And let your practice kind of wash over you and soak in. And sink back into this moment. It's all right if you notice your mind reaching into the past and the future. That's all right. Bring it back again and again to this moment. Maybe focusing on the sound of your breath. The sensation of your belly and chest rising and falling. The feeling of your body on the floor. Maybe if you really pay attention, you can find the subtle sensation of your heartbeat. And this is where I will leave you today. So please keep resting just like this for as long as you can. And thank you so very much for joining me.